Hey guys, I'm Anthony and welcome to Life with Anthony. Guys, I literally saved my coworker life. At least that's what he said. And I'm just going by what he said. I'm going to try to paint this picture as vivid as possible so you guys can understand exactly what happened. When the paper breaks on the press, depending on where the paper breaks on the press, we have to set it up to get it retaped back together in certain areas of the press. If the paper breaks in the back of the press where I work, we have to do this whole process of using this bar and retape the paper to the bar and then send that paper to a mutual area where we can retape it. Now, the paper broke from the back. I went back there, I got on the screen, I hit the first button. Now what that first button does is it brings a bar that's attached to two chains, one on each side of the press. These chains run through the entire press. The purpose of the chain is to allow us to, at any point of the press, that we can send that paper through using this bar, because there are so many places on the press where we humans can't get to be able to web that press back. So we have to use this bar. Now the paper broke, I went in the back, my operator came back there with me. The first thing is we have to hit a button. That button brings that bar from the ending point to the beginning point, which is back in the back of the press where I work. The bar came back. You know, it goes through this little loopy system here in the back of the press, and it finally gets back to me. And then the bar is right there in front of me. I tape the paper around the bar, put nice and good, tape it nice and good. And then my next step is to hit that second button, which is going to send that bar back through the press, or the back of the press, to a mutual area where we can then use some sticky tape, tape the paper together, and then put a little cardboard on it so that it can glide through the remaining of the press, depending on where or how far you have to go on the press. Okay, so the operator and me, we in the back of the press. Don't know where the third guy is. The one that I allegedly saved his life. So I hit the button for the bar to start going back to the mutual area, and we hear this ah ah. So I quickly hit the stop button, which stops all motion on the press. It was just my instinct and my reflex. I just went boom, boom, and I hit the button. We run back on the opposite side of the press to see what was going on with him. And I'm telling you, he jumped up so quick. And you know how something happened? He was just, and then he went and sat down and just was like this. And we were like, what happened? What happened? And he didn't say anything to us. We were like, what happened? What happened? We looked over. The bar that we use to take the paper was broke off both ends of the chains and bent at that. We were looking at each other like. He then started talking like 5 minutes. He was silent like this for like 5 minutes. The operator got tired of standing there waiting for him to speak, so he went and started doing something. I stayed there and I was like, so-and-so, what, are you okay? Are you okay, And then he finally started talking. I kid you, it was like the longest 5 minutes to wait for this guy to start talking and telling us what happened. And he was like, he went back to the area where whatever happened, and he was like, I was down here getting the paper or something, and the bar, because once again, when I hit that second button, that bar starts where he said he was. Well, he said that when I hit that button, that bar, his head was down there somewhere doing something, I don't know. He said the bar started moving back towards the back of the press, and it caught under his neck. And basically, if it would have stayed there, if I wouldn't have hit that stop button, that bar would have drug him back. Like, because the bar is in between, like, this little passageway. His neck and head would have been forced to go under this little tiny passageway. And it was like, and he was like, and when I hit the button, he must have jerked back and broke the bar off the chains and everything. Oh my goodness. I was like, oh my God. And now everything has settled down. This happened, I think, a week and a half ago. And everything has settled down now. Now my operator, he makes a joke out of it all the time. You better treat Anthony right. He saved your life. And then I joked with him one time. It was like, he's this guy. He's the same guy that sneezed on my head. Remember I made that video last year? He sneezed on my head, and I was so mad. I was going, He that's the guy. And then I joke with him now, and I tell him he's from Pakistan. I said, what? A brother can't get a nice, authentic Pakistan dish or something? I mean, hey, I saved your life. The least you could do is bring a brother some Pakistani food or something. And every time he says something, my coworker would say, hey, Matthew saved your life. Save your life. Treat him right. And it's this big joke about it now. But yeah, that's what happened, and according to him, I saved his life. And he was so funny, though, because I saw him telling other people, and from a distance, I saw him like he was saying, you know, the bar was under my neck, and I was... it was something, though. I was like, I was joking with my coworker one time about the operator. I said, I wonder how much a person's life is worth these days, you know, because, you know, I pay, what, 10 grand? What? Give a brother some cash. But yeah, that's what happened. And I was just like, it was so scary because he was just sitting there with his hands down and wasn't talking to us and wasn't telling us what happened. But the operator got a little frustrated with him because he was like, okay, if his neck hurt that bad, he should go home. I was like, yo, he might be in shock or something. And it was a mess. I was like, oh my God, did that really happen? And then the operator was like, what is his head doing down there in the first place? We're webbing up the press from the back, and he sticking his head underneath. The operator was done with him. Well, he was done with him because he talked about it all the rest of that night, because that happened fairly early into our night. He talked about it the whole night. We had to watch him holding his neck and doing a little jerk motion of the chain that was under his neck. And the operator was like, why don't he just go home? I mean, if he's hurt that bad, just go home. You know? I was like, okay. He might be seriously traumatized. He might have been seriously traumatized by it, because the way he was in silence, I didn't know what was going to come out of his mouth next. But yeah, that's what happened, guys. I saved my coworker's life, according to him, and I have no reason not to believe that I didn't. I'm telling you, I better get through those pearly gates on this one. I better get through those pearly gates through this one. By the way, I changed my little space around a little bit. I brought my sofa right here in front of the TV because I watch a lot of Korean dramas and action movies. I'm a big fan of the Korean cinema, and I couldn't see the subtitles from all the way over there. So the dinette, the dinette set is over there. My couch is right here in front of the TV, in front of my bed, right back there, and that's what it is. Alright guys, that's it. That's my little antidote for today. I literally saved my coworker's life. I'm still waiting on my authentic Pakistani dish, but I guess I won't get it. And by the way, if you have not seen the video about when he sneezed on my head, I'll try to put the link to it in the description, so those of you who have not seen that can check it out. Alright guys, that's going to be a wrap for today's video. As always, thank you guys for taking a few minutes out of your day to watch my videos. I appreciate you guys, you know that, and I'll see you guys the next time.